Deep in the forest, a wild wolf found a human skin. It slipped into it and transformed into a middle-aged man. Then, carrying a briefcase, it emerged from the forest. When crossing the road for the first time, it was nearly hit by a car. It went for a job interview at a company. With its wolf-like drive, it worked overtime frantically. Soon, it got promoted, received a salary raise, married a wealthy and beautiful woman, and moved into a big villa with a lawn. Seeing the grass at the entrance, it couldn't resist rolling on the ground. The decorators were left dumbfounded. It had to pretend it was just a warm-up exercise to brush it off. However, its animal instincts began to surface. It had its eyes on the neighbor's dog. So, it bought a kitten first and secretly took it into the garage, eager to sink its teeth into it. But its daughter caught it red-handed. It had no choice but to give it to her as a gift, reluctantly. Until one day during a meeting, it suddenly had hallucinations. The documents seemed to turn into a pile of internal organs. The PPTs were filled with images of wolves tearing at each other, and the necks of the colleagues around it looked like rows of meat chops. It could no longer contain itself. It leaped onto the table on the spot, pounced on a colleague, and devoured him whole. The colleagues were petrified and chased it all the way to its doorstep. When his wife saw the fangs protruding from his mouth, she let out a scream and brandished a weapon. He simply ripped off the human skin, let out a long howl to the sky, and took off running. It tried to flee back to the forest but found that it had long since been replaced by high-rise buildings. The next second, a car struck it down. Everyone was stunned for a moment, and then they wore relieved smiles because this exposed wolf was dead, and they, the wolves still masquerading in human form, didn't have to be discovered.